welcome back to the Spooky Mom Show. I'm your host, the Spooky Mom, and today we're going to continue on with our mini-series on how to write a business plan. For those of you out there wondering, Spooky Mom, why do I need a business plan? Well, I'll tell you, my lovely spooky family. You need a business plan for a lot of reasons. A lot of businesses will fail within the first 6 months because they don't have a business plan. When you put your business in writing and you do your research correctly, people tend to take you more seriously. It gives you a roadmap from A to Z and how you're going to achieve your goals and how your business is going to be a success. So last we stopped at opportunity analysis and research. This part of the business plan is absolutely crucial. In this part of the business plan, you're going to do your industry analysis, and your industry analysis is going to include how the industry is going to grow or how it has grown and what the estimated growth will be over the next several years. Okay. It also will include any government regulation, which is this little blip right here. Okay. So this part here, this government regulation, this is actually important for my industry because I'm a candle maker, and that blip pertains to me. This, if you click on this link here, if I can get it to click, there we go. This will take me to the North American Industry Classification System, and I want to wholesale my candles. I want to be a manufacturer of candles, and I want to sell my candles. So, as a manufacturer, I need to know what the Government of Canada says I can and cannot do, okay, and what I can and cannot sell. So if I scroll down here to page 251, just bear with me for a second here. Oh, too far. Go. Page 251, wholesale trade, because that is the end goal for my business. Okay. This is the law that governs me, this whole section. This tells me what I can and cannot sell, how I can and cannot sell it, etc. Just this little tiny section. Now, when you research government laws surrounding what it is you want to do, you're not going to go through the whole thing. You are literally just going to pick out the section that pertains to your business. So for me as a wholesaler, this on page 251 of this government document, it's literally section 41, wholesale trade. That's what pertains to me. That's all I'm going to summarize in my business plan. So I would summarize it. Let's go back over here like I did here. Okay. This blip was actually taken from Google, and then the publication reference is on page 251, and it would be section 41. Okay, so I put the web link in here, and you want to make it an active web link. Usually when you drop it into a Word document, it will automatically highlight for you because it's a web link. So this industry analysis, along with your government regulation, you're going to give them a small blip on the industry as a whole. So $2.8 billion a year and growing, where 1/3 of the purchasing being done is being done during the holiday season. Okay. Down here, there are more than 400 candles manufacturing company in the United States and scores of craft producers who make candles for local or non-commercial use. The candle industry employs more than 7,000 workers in manufacturing, distribution, and sales. For comparison purposes, there are 43,000 clergy and 25,000 carpet installers in the United States. That again amplifies the small nature of the candle manufacturing. So my end goal with my business plan is to become a manufacturer, and that's it. This section here was also pulled from Google, okay? and it gives you a more of an in-depth idea of the purchasing power people have, especially around the holidays. So in 2015, candle sales in the US alone were $565.3 million. By 2025, it estimates in the billions. This pie chart here equates to the type of sales that those were. So in the blue, people purchased online. Okay, so let's say that's about 35% of people purchasing online. This purple part down here, let's say that's about 65%, and that's people walking into places like Bed Bath & Beyond and buying it because they have impulse purchasing power, which is what really drives our industry. So this would be craft fairs. This would be any place that you can get your product up front and center where people can pick it up and hand you money. All right? Because we are impulsive creatures and we don't like to wait. Source for projected candle sales by 2025 comes from this website. All projected sales are in US dollars by the millions, which can be found at this web link here. These are crucial parts to this section of your business plan, because once you start putting these charts in here, once you start researching and actually seeing the kind of selling power your product has as an industry, you'll know pretty quick whether or not the industry you're trying to break into is going to be good for you. Okay? You don't want to get into a business where it has highs and lows and highs and lows and highs and lows. You want it to have continuous growth and only go up, because when businesses have highs and lows, it tends to trend for a little bit and then crash and burn, and then you don't have a business anymore. So you always want to do your research, and you want to make sure that whatever business you're getting into, it has trending growth. That's what you want. This section here about the candle industry, this is all based out of the US, because the US is the greatest consumer for my products. And a lot of the time, the people in the US who are driving this industry forward are literally walking into shops and buying what people are selling. Okay? The National Candle Association member companies account for approximately 80% of all candles made in the US. So just a little back history. Centuries ago, when guilds were still a thing, there was an actual candle guild. And within that candle guild, there were subsections. You had the beeswax guild, which was run by the church. And then you had the paraffin wax guild that was meant for like upper middle class. And then you had the people who lived out in small rural communities or on small farms, and they made their own candles, and they would make them out of tallow, out of the animal fats that they would butcher themselves. So that's where the National Candle Association kind of started. There's just a little bit of history. It goes more in depth, and you can research it more if you like. But it's always good to research the history of whatever it is that you're trying to start a business on. What did it look like years ago? How has it changed to up until today? Okay, these are crucial things that you need to know to see if you have a trending business that will last a lifetime. The retail price of a candle generally ranges from approximately $1.99 for a votive to $35 for a large pillar or jar candle. Imperfectly scented candles in exponentially beautiful candles and elaborate boxes can be $200 or more. And I completely said that wrong. So, impactfully scented candles in exceptionally beautiful containers and elaborate boxes can be $200 or more. If you have followed me up until this point and you are laughing along with me, I love you and I appreciate you. Just hang in there. I promise it does get better. If you look at the European populace as a whole, and the candles that come out of Europe, some of them are so beautifully adorned, and the skill it takes to create those beautiful masterpieces are years and years and years in the making. Customer preferences. So this section is telling me what my customers are looking for. Okay. 9 out of 10 candle users say they use candles to make a room feel more cozy. Candle users say they most frequently burn candles in the living room, about 42%, followed by the kitchen, 18%, and the bedroom, 13%. Okay? You need to know who your customer base is and what they're actually going to be using these candles for. Candle purchases say they view candles as an appropriate gift for the holidays, which is 76%, as a housewarming gift at 74%, and a hostess dinner party gift at 66%, a thank you, 61%, and as adult birthday gifts, 58%. Now, with the adult birthday gifts being at 58%, that is still a pretty high margin to be selling candles for. So if you are in this industry, you need basically to have a candle for every occasion. Your environmental analysis. This is your SWOT analysis, okay? SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is so important for you to understand. You need to know what your strengths are for your business. You need to know what your weaknesses are for your business. And you need to know what the opportunities are for your business. And you need to know what threats there are for your business. All right? When you have your SWOT analysis and you're looking at it, you can have a better understanding of how you can serve the community as a whole and how you are going to survive as a business. So the strengths: unique one-of-a-kind candle molds, recycling everything from wax to wick, environmentally friendly by keeping it out of the landfills, high demand year-round, especially during holidays, huge market with room to grow and expand, and low cost. That being said, I sell more skulls at Christmas time than I do any other time of the year, which shocked me when I first started this journey 12 years ago. And I just keep growing. So when you are creating something, you need to pay attention to the trends. If you are attending markets, then pay attention to who is actually purchasing and why they're purchasing it and what time of year they're purchasing it at. All right? Weaknesses. Certain times of the year will have no sales. So the summer months, I usually take off because I need to restock for Christmas, because I know coming into the holidays such as Halloween and Christmas, I'm going to sell more candles. So I try and replenish my reserves during the summer months. I might do an odd show here or there just to keep my name out there, but more often than not, I don't. Because people aren't buying candles, like my style of candles, in the summer months, and I know that about my clientele, okay? So you need to pay attention to who you're selling to and when they are purchasing from you, because you will always have loyal repeat clients when you have consumable products. Will not always be able to recycle due to not enough people bringing back old wax, which is very true. Certain times of the year, like through the summer, I don't have people recycling wax with me, so I have to purchase new wax, but I do it slowly over time, and I do little batches of candles so that I'm not going into debt. Someone will always be cheaper than you, and that's true. It does not matter what industry you are in, someone will always be cheaper than you, but just because it's cheaper does not mean it's better. Competitors with large-scale candle manufacturers. That would be like Bed Bath & Beyond, HomeSense, Walmart. They have deep, deep pockets and huge buying power when it comes to this industry, so they can wholesale on a huge scale. Opportunities. Large markets, local businesses for wholesale opportunities, could convert existing products to new markets, competitive price, and easy distribution. Your opportunities are where you're going to sell, who you're selling to, how you're going to put yourself out there and get noticed, okay? Threats. Larger competitors get majority of market shares and brand names. Cost of keeping technology investment up to date. Lack of awareness. Easy to duplicate. So the threats, this is what threatens your business to tear it down. All right. You need to know what those threats are. There's always going to be somebody cheaper than you. That's a threat. There's always going to be someone who copycats you. That's a threat. There's always going to be a dip in supply chain, meaning you're not going to be able to get certain things to make certain things. So now you have to try and source out other manufacturers for product that you need to create what you're doing. Okay? These are threats. Sometimes, for instance, wax makers go out of business, which happened here in the city during COVID. One of my local suppliers went out of business because of COVID. I couldn't source local wax anymore at a very good rate. So now I have to source online again. And again, if the weather's bad, if it's wintertime, I risk wax not showing up on time. I risk wax coming in broken. I risk scents coming in that are smashed, going to the wrong address. There are always going to be threats towards your business. You need to understand what those threats are, and you need to have backup plans for your backup plans for your backup plans, okay? Always have a plan in place. We are currently only shipping within Alberta, which is true. I'm very small. I work out of my home, so I sell by word of mouth. I have home sales sometimes where I will open my doors on Saturdays and people can come to my house and shop the candles that I have. I do markets. The Wandering Souls Night Market is a wonderful show that I attend frequently, and the Witch's Garden Market is also another show that I attend frequently. Both are wonderful, wonderful shows with wonderful vendors, and the coordinators are absolutely fabulous to do business with. If you're ever in Calgary and you want to take in a good show, I recommend either the Wandering Souls Market or the Witch's Garden Market. Section 4.1 is my competitive analysis. This is basically a gist of my competitors, or at least my top 3 competitors. So Yankee Candle is obviously number 1. They've been around since 1901, I do believe. And they make wonderful candles, and they make billions of dollars. Hush Candle is the next one. Woodwick candles are another one. Mr. and Mrs. Fragrance, these are indirect competitors, okay? And you also need to know who your indirect competitors are. So Mr. and Mrs. Fragrance, the gist of them, they don't really do candles per se. They're more about scented oil burners for the home and for your car. That's their specialty. The competitive advantage we have is that we do recycle 95% of everything that comes to us, and that's true. I do recycle 95% of everything that comes to me from wax to wick, containers, metal, everything. Nothing goes in the landfill and nothing goes to waste. This is page 12 of your business plan. I'm going to stop here. When we come back, we will get into the global scented candle market and key drivers and figures for this. Again, this is a section not necessarily for everybody out there watching this video, but you need to know globally how your product will stand up in a market, okay? I do appreciate all of you logging in and checking out the Spooky Mom Show. I do hope that these videos at least help one person out there. I know this is a lot. That's why we're doing it in a mini-series, and I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. For those of you who are truly interested, I have a Patreon page under the Spooky Mom Show that you can slide on over, and if you are willing to sign up as a member, then you will have access to my videos where I take this business plan and we literally start from scratch. I will start a whole new business all over again, taking you through step by step in the videos on how to do it and the kind of research that has to go into it to make it happen and feasible. But that is only for my members on my Patreon page. I do love you all. I appreciate every single one of you that have commented and shared. It means the world to me and Bubba and Dracula that you tune in and check out our stories and follow along with our business plans. I hope truly that you have a wonderful day. And as always, please remember, Spooky Mom loves you. Stay spooky.